Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, everyone? Am I audible to you? Yes? Am I audible to you? Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Uday Raj Singh, and I teach mathematics here at ADCI. So we'll be discussing about NDA preparation, maths, and GAT. As I have already told you, I teach mathematics. So we'll be discussing some maths problems as well as, how can we solve those maths problem effectively. So could you just raise your hands? Who are the students here? Just raise your hand. Who are the NDA aspirants? Just raise your hand. Okay. Shreyas Rathod, Akshat, Tejraj. Okay. Vaibhav is there. Aditya. Very good. Okay. Now, let me ask you one simple question. We'll be discussing one topic, that is quadratic equation. Yes. So just tell me, what is quadratic expression? So I'm going to write some of the examples. Now you need to tell me whether the given expressions are quadratic expression or not. Okay. Suppose we have p of x is equal to 3x square plus 2x plus 1 by x. So this is example number 1. Example number 2, suppose we have p of x is equal to 4x square minus x plus 1. And number 3, p of x is equal to x square minus 1. Yes, anyone? Just tell me whether the first expression is a quadratic expression or not. Could you just tell me? Okay. Yes, anyone? Just tell me whether the first expression is quadratic expression or not. Yeah? First one is not. Okay. Akshat, could you just tell me the reason? You can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and just tell me the reason why the first one is not a quadratic expression. So everyone is comfortable with English, right? Yes or no? Akshat, you can unmute yourself. Yes, Akshat. Could you just tell me the reason? Okay, because value is not. You can unmute and tell. Okay, comfortable in chat. Okay, no issues. Okay, it is not because upon value is not accorded. Okay, no issues. See, always remember one thing, students. See, for any expression to be a quadratic expression, first of all, it has to be a polynomial first, right? So, what is the condition for polynomial expression? Polynomial expression. What is the condition for polynomial expression? See, it should be of the form a n x raised to n plus a n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 and so on. Yes or no? Until a naught. All the powers should be whole number. That is the first condition. N, n minus 1, n minus 2, dot, so on, must belong to whole number. Yes or no? That is the first condition. So if you see here, in this expression, we have got 3x square, right? Here 2x and this is x raised to minus 1. So we don't have any problem in the first two terms, yes or no? As you can see, this is power 2, this is power 1. All are, I mean, both are whole numbers. But here 1 by x can be written as x raised to minus 1. Yes or no? So since minus 1 is not a whole number, that is why this expression is not a polynomial, and it is not a quadratic expression as well. It has to be a polynomial first. I hope it is clear. Yes or no? Yes, students, tell me. Have you understood this one? Yes or no? Okay. What about the next one? Example number 2. Yes, anyone? Just tell me whether the second one is a polynomial expression or not. Yes. Okay. As you can see, very good. Yes, yes, absolutely correct. If you see x, what is the power here? 2. What is power here? 1. What is power of 1 here? I can write x to the power 0. And 0 is also a whole number. So the second example is a polynomial as well as quadratic because the degree is 2. The highest power is 2. What about the third one? Yes. What about the third one? It is quadratic. Okay. Yes, Shubham. You want to say something? Okay. Shall we move ahead? Yes or no? Now let me ask you one more question. You need to identify the polynomial, and if it is a polynomial, you need to just tell me what is the degree of the polynomial. Okay. So next example. Example number, let's say 4. Okay. X plus 1. Example number 5. Only 1. Example number 6. Root 2. Example number 7. 0. Example number 8. Minus 1 by x. So these are the 5 examples. What do you need to tell me? You need to just tell me whether the given expressions are polynomial or not. If they are polynomial, then you need to tell me what is the degree of these polynomials. Yes, Shubham and the other students, tell me what is the degree of the first one. First of all, just tell me whether the fourth example is a polynomial or not. No. Okay. Why? Akshat, could you just tell me the reason? Yes. Could you just tell me the reason why it is not a polynomial? Arush, it's binomial. Okay. No, no, binomial is part of polynomial, we can say. I mean, I mean to say, you need to just tell me whether it is a polynomial or not. Of degree, I mean, see, if degree is defined and power are whole number, you can say it is a polynomial. Monomial, binomial means 2 terms, 3 terms, that is fine. But you need to tell me whether the degree of this particular expression can be defined or not. Highest or the greatest power of the variable in a polynomial equation. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, Shubham. What is the answer? So if you see example number 4, x plus 1 we have, this is a polynomial expression, and degree would be, tell me, what is the degree? Can I say linear expression? Yes. For example number 4, degree will be 1. Degree will be 1. Yes or no? Because whole number, all the degree, I mean all the power of every term, whole number. Yes or no? We can clearly see. So D is 1 here. Now what about example number 5? Is it a polynomial? I mean, what is the degree of it if it is a polynomial? Yes, degree is 0. Can I say constant polynomial? Example number 5. Constant polynomial? Yes or no? Can I say constant polynomial with degree 1? Yes or no? Sorry, my mistake. Degree 0. Okay. Now, example number 6. Anyone? Example number 6. Which type of polynomial is this? Again, constant polynomial. Example number 6. As you can see, root 2 can be written as root 2 into x to the power 0, isn't it? Yes or no? Now, yes. So, example number 6, again, same as I mean example number 5. Could you just tell me what about example number 7? Whether it is a polynomial or not? That is the first question. Is it a polynomial? No. Okay. Tejraj? No. Okay. Purva? Yes. Could you just tell me the reason, Purva, why it is not a polynomial? I mean, it is a polynomial, you said. So, what is the reason? Akshat? No, it's a constant. Okay. So, can I say constant polynomial? 0 is a constant polynomial. See, always remember one thing. Any polynomial of the form p of x is equal to c. There can be two cases. C is 0 and C is non-zero. If C is non-zero, I can say constant polynomial. Yes or no? Constant polynomial with degree 0. But Okay. Shall we continue now? Okay, see. So always remember, if P of X is equal to C, C can be of two types, zero or non-zero. Am I audible to you guys? Yes. Am I audible to you, everyone? I'm really sorry. There was some network problem. So P of X is equal to C. If C is equal to zero, then it is a polynomial, but degree is not defined. Why degree is not defined? Can you just tell me, anyone? Because zero can be written as zero is equal to 0 into x raised to 0. It can be written as 0 into x raised to 1. It can be written as 0 into x to the power 2. So, I mean, degree is not fixed here. So, that is why it is not unique. So, we can directly say degree is not defined here. Yes or no? So, always remember this. Okay. Now, let me ask you one more question. Could you just tell me, if I say x square plus x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, then x belongs to what? Yes, anyone? X square plus x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, then x is equal to what? Sir, how will root 2 will be a constant polynomial? See, root 2 can be, Aditya, root 2 can be written as root 2 into x to the power 0. So as you can see, what is power here? Maximum power 0. That is why, yeah, and that is whole number. So maximum power is 0 and that is whole number, and 0 means constant polynomial. X is missing here. I mean, x raised to 0 is 1. I hope it is clear. Yes, Aditya, am I clear to you? Okay, very good. Now, could you just tell me, I mean, this one, if x square plus x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, then tell me, what is x? I mean, what would be the range of x? What would be the interval in which x lies? So that is example number 7 for you. Could you just tell me? So some basic questions I am discussing. But meanwhile, let me tell you, see, always remember, whatever you study, try to recollect. Just because of this, students fail. After working so hard, they are unable to recollect things. Yes or no? Just try to recollect things. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. Yes or no? You study here chapter by chapter. Yes or no? And in the exam, all the chapters come together simultaneously. Yes or no? So just work on recollection, everyone. Whatever you study, maths or GAT, anything. Okay. Real numbers. Somebody said real numbers. Very good. See, always remember x square plus x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So what is the graph of this particular expression? X square plus x plus 1. Since a is positive, upward parabola will be there. Yes or no? Upward parabola will be there. And now d is also negative, you see. What is d? B square minus 4ac. So b square minus 4ac means 1 minus 4, that is minus 3. So if d is negative, it means there will be no real root. This is x-axis. So as you can see, the graph of this particular parabola, x square plus x plus 1, or I can say quadratic function, always lies above the x-axis. Yes or no? So can I say it will be always positive? So I can take any value of x. So x belongs to R. I hope everyone understood. Yes or no? Have you understood? What is the answer for this question? Yeah? Okay. Shall we move ahead? Let us take one more problem. Suppose we have, if x plus 1 by x is equal to 3, then just tell me what is x cube plus 1 by x cube. Anyone? Please try to solve it. Very easy. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 3, then could you just tell me what is x cube plus 1 by x cube? Yes, anyone? Have you got the answer? Yes, just raise your hand who are parents here. If you want to ask anything, you can just ask me. I mean, how do we teach? I mean, see, you can unmute yourself. If you want to know more about ADCI, you can ask me. How do we teach? I mean, how do we conduct lectures? Why you should choose ADCI? Okay, 25. What about the others? 1. Tejraj. Okay. So see, for this we have one shortcut. If I hope, see here, very easy. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 3, always remember if x plus 1 by x is equal to a, then x square plus 1 by x square is equal to a square minus 2. And this is the first result. The second result is x cube plus 1 by x cube is equal to a cube minus 3a. A cube minus 3a. So very easy. Now you can apply the formula. Although we have traditional method for it, but that may take a lot of time, isn't it? So just apply the formula, you'll get the answer. So what is a here? What is a here, students? 3. What is a here? 3. So now just apply the formula. We have to apply the second formula. So what will get? X cube plus 1 by x cube is equal to, what is a cube? A is 3 here. So just put the value of a here. So you will get 3 cube minus 3 into 3. So that is 27 minus 9. So what will get? 18. 18 is the final answer. I hope it is clear. Amar, have you understood? Amar, Aditya, everyone. Yes, parents, you can ask me if you want to ask anything. Shall we move ahead? 27 minus 9 is 18. Okay. Now, let me ask you one more question. Suppose we have, next example, if x plus 1 by x is equal to 5. And you need to tell me x square minus 1 by x square. Okay, Amar, very good. Please try to solve it. Very easy. Yes. Have you got the answer? We have to add in formula. Yes, see, what we can do here, we want x square minus 1 by x square. So I can write, see here, x plus 1 by x into x minus 1 by x. Have you understood till here? Yes or no? And you already know a minus b whole square. We want a minus b, if you see here. Yes or no? What is a minus b whole square? A minus b whole square can be written as a plus b whole square minus, tell me, 4ab. Yes or no? So in the same way, I can write x minus 1 by x using this formula. X minus 1 by x is equal to, tell me, x plus 1 by x whole square minus 4ab means both are reciprocal to each other. So it means we have to, AB will be 1 only. Yes or no? Okay. Now x plus 1 by x whole square minus 4. Now what is x plus 1 by x? Tell me. What is x plus 1 by x here? 5. So it will be 5 square minus 4. Yes or no? So what is 5 square? 25. 25 minus 4 is 21. So x minus 1 by x whole square is equal to 21. Yes or no? Yeah. So x minus 1 by x would be plus minus root 21, I can write. Yes or no? Since see, if you notice here, x plus 1 by x is equal to 5. It means x is positive. Yes or no? X is positive. So x minus 1 by x could be, tell me, either plus root 21 or minus root 21. Okay. Now, we have got the value of x minus 1 by x, isn't it? And we already know the value of x plus 1 by x. Now just put both the values in this equation, equation number 1. So we will be getting, tell me, x square minus 1 by x square is equal to x plus 1 by x into, I can write, x minus 1 by x. Yes or no? Now what is x plus 1 by x? 5. And what is x minus 1 by x? That is plus minus root 21. So answer would be plus minus 5 root 21. So that is the final answer. I hope it is clear. Repeat once again. Okay, see here. What I have done, this was the question. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 5, we were supposed to find out the value of x square minus 1 by x square. As we already know, a square minus b square is what? A plus b into a minus. A is x here and b is 1 by x. So this is first equation. Now we already know the value of x plus 1 by x, isn't it? We are supposed to find out the value of x minus 1 by x. Now you already know this formula. A minus b whole square is equal to a plus b whole square minus 4ab. Since a and b both are reciprocal to each other, then a into b would be 1. So I can directly write, in place of a plus b, I can write x plus 1 by x whole square minus 4. And now we already know x plus 1 by x, which is 5 here. So 5 square is 25 minus 4, that is 21. So we have got x minus 1 by x whole square is equal to 21. Now taking square root on both sides, we will be getting x minus 1 by x is equal to plus minus root 21. Isn't it? Now we were supposed to find out x square minus 1 by x square, which was x plus 1 by x into x minus 1 by x. X plus 1 by x is 5 and x minus 1 by x we have just found out, that which is plus minus root 21. So just put the value of x minus 1 by x here. You will get the final answer. I hope it is clear. Yes, Akshat and Aditya, have you understood? So this is the final answer. Okay, very good. Shall we move to the next question? Yeah. The next question is very easy. Please try. If x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 2, then you need to tell me the value of x raised to 2023 plus 1 by x raised to 2022. Please try and solve. Next example. If x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 2, then you need to tell me what is the value of x raised to 2023 plus 1 by x raised to 2023. Very easy. Anyone? See, let me tell you, very easy. Always remember, I mean, these are the shortcuts, right? I mean, you need to learn in order to save your time in the exam, isn't it? So if x plus 1 by x, I mean, if you add any real number and it's reciprocal, and if it is equal to 2, always remember that number must be 1 only, nothing else. Similarly, if x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 2, always remember the real number would be minus 1. Yes or no? If x plus 1 by x is equal to 2, then always remember x would be equal to 1. And x plus 1 by x is minus 2, then x is equal to minus 1. So very easy now. Since it is already given x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 2, it means x would be equal to minus 1. Now put the value of x is equal to minus 1 here. Yes or no? What will get? Answer would be minus 1 raised to 2023 plus 1 upon minus 1 raised to 2023. What is the answer? Minus 1 raised to odd would be minus 1 only. Yes or no? Yes or no? So this would be minus 1. And here, this one will be also minus 1. So you'll get minus 2. Final answer is minus 2. Is there any doubt? Have you understood? Yes, Amar. Very good. Minus 2 is the right answer. So please remember these shortcuts. And there are so many shortcuts that we can learn, right, in mathematics to save our time in the exam. Always remember these tricks, right? So I hope it is clear. If you add any number, any real number, whether it's reciprocal, and if it is equal to 2, then always remember the number must be 1, nothing else. Similarly, if you add any real number, whether it's reciprocal, and if it is equal to minus 2, the number must be minus 1. So since in this question it was x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 2, so we have to write x is equal to minus 1. Now replace x by minus 1 in the question what they have asked. So minus 1. So minus 1 raised to 2023 plus 1 by minus 1 raised to 2023. That will give you minus 1, because minus 1 raised to any odd number will give you minus 1. So minus 1 will give you minus 2. I hope it is clear. Yes. Okay. Okay. So the next session would be of GAT. Fayaz sir will be taking that lecture. Thank you, everyone. For more shortcuts, please join ADCI. Thank you.
Start. Good evening, everyone. My name is Faiz Ali, and our today's modus operandi is we will continue the lecture of GAT. We will be taking the topic of Indus Valley civilization. First of all, good evening. The greetings is already done. Introducing myself. My name is Faiz Ali, and I have a 7 to 8 years of experience in this field, teaching for studying and teaching for the competitive examinations. Now, we would like to represent our institution, ADCI, the only institution that runs 6 from 6 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. in the latter part of the day. So let us start with our topic. So my introduction is done. Today our topic is going to be Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. You must have heard ना, नाम में क्या रखा है? नाम ही में सब कुछ होता है. So you should be very proud of your name. Indus Valley civilization. Now Indus Valley means the sites this place was located near Indus and its tributaries, the Indus Valley. And civilization means an advanced phase of development. Ad- Advanced phase of development. Advanced phase of development. So whenever you hear the word civilization here connotes cities. And whenever cities are there, there is going to be specialization about things and activities. For example, basic economical activities are divided into 3 parts: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So basically, primary activities are related with rural areas. Manufacturing activities are related with cities and semi-urban areas, and tertiary activities are found in almost in cities at very high level of specialization. For example, Ola and Uber. These are the companies that run the taxi service. So civilization means an advanced phase of development, and civilization is connected with cities. Now, नाम में क्या रखा है? That was our motto. Indus Valley. Actually, there are 3 other names also about this civilization. The first name was Indus Valley civilization. Another name was Harappan civilization. Harappan. Another name is Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Now let us move forward with this aspect. First is Indus Valley civilization. Actually, this is not a correct name. This is a misnomer. The correct name should be Harappan civilization, because this is the tradition of naming a particular civilization or a archaeological discovery based on the first site. So this is clear that Harappa was the first site to be discovered. Now, Indus Valley civilization is a misnomer that I have already told. Misnomer because most of the sites, though seem to be located in the Indus Valley and its tributaries, many sites are also found at areas that are not in Indus Valley. For example, there's a site in Maharashtra called as Daimabad. Similarly, there is another site called Manda in Jammu and Kashmir. So, but Jammu and Kashmir has a tributary of Indus called as Jhelum. Similarly, some sites are situated on the Makran coast of Pakistan. So this is nowhere to be found in Indus Valley. So this is a misnomer. Misnomer. Not a correct name. Another name is Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Now this is a bit good, right? Sindhu is the Indian name of Indus River. Sindhu, Indus River was called as Sindhu, and Saraswati was the name of a of a river called as Ghaggar. Now, this river is situated in Haryana. The name of this river is Ghaggar in the present day. Ghaggar. Now, in the PYQs, you will find that why is Indus Valley civilization called as Harappan civilization? Harappan. Now, I've already told that Harappa was the first site discovered. So, the one who discovered the site of Harappa is Dayaram Sahni. Now, let us try to break down this topic. Not break this down. Break this down means destroying something. Let us try to break this topic down. First of all, let us go to the age of occurrence of this civilization. Now, this civilization was present roughly 4,000 to 6,000 years from now on. That means 4,000 to 1500 BC, 1800 BC to be precise. Harappan civilization is divided into three phases. First phase is called as early Harappan phase. In some books, you will find this as pre-Harappan, but early Harappan is an appropriate name for this topic, because pre-Harappan means there's a break in the culture, but the mature Harappan phase, which is the phase of cities, was not one that was developed in a midnight. It took many years before developing into cities. So that is why this phase is also called as early Harappan phase. Now, roughly this phase corresponds to 4000 BC till 2500 BC. Now, in some notebooks you will see, did you know? Now let us play a game. Did you know? What do you understand by BC? BC here means before Christ. There are certain phrases regarding history. First is BC, that we have already done. Another is BCE. Another one is AD. Another one is CE. Now, BCE means before Common Era. Now, if you want to build a building very high, first you should have a firm grip on the fundamentals. AD means Anno Domini. This is a Latin phrase which means in the year of the Christ. The last one is Common Era. In some books, you will find this interchangeably. This means the same thing. Similarly, this means the same thing. Also, in some books, you will find a word circa. Now, circa means when the scholars are not sure about a date, they write the word circa. This means around that period. Now, if somewhere it is written that circa 2000 BC. So the exact date is not known, but scholars consider that the particular event has happened around 2000 BC, to be precise, to be on the safer side. We have done about this early Harappan phase. Now, early Harappan phase means the rural phase. Rural phase or the formative phase of this civilization. This is natural. No one is born young, like a 25, 26 years old. Formative phase. Formative phase. In this phase, people from, let us draw a small map for our information. People from this part called as Mahergad. Mehergarh is a small village in Pakistan now. Started migrating towards the eastern part of the country. And these people formed the civilization after many years of experimenting and hard work. Next is mature phase. Mature phase is the most important phase regarding our syllabus and the topic which is most asked in the exams. Mature phase corresponds to cities. Now these cities was planned in very much detail. Planned. And this phase roughly corresponds to 2500 BC till 1800 BC. Now, did you know why are we counting the dates backwards in this part of our lecture? So basically, when I was studying history or the classification of time, this is the year of the Christ, 0. When we move ahead, this is called as AD. And when we move backwards, this is called as BC. So naturally, the more larger the number here, the larger the number. Suppose 3000 BC. Now 1500 BC. Larger the number on the larger the number means older the age. And similarly here, 2023 and 500 AD. Yeah, the larger the number, it means youngest, newest, latest. So one more thing. Currently, this is 2023. We are alive in 2023. But some people have a confusion when you ask a question that which is the century that has been going on now. Some people will answer that it is 20th century. But this is not the answer. The correct answer is 21st century Fox. 21st century. There's a company named as 20th Century Fox. So one thing you will get to know is your 565 AD means 6th century AD. Similarly, here 1565, this means 16th century AD. Now a question might arise in your mind, why such type of classification? Because if you start from 0 and start counting backwards, 0 till 100, you cannot count this as 0th century. You will have to count this as 1st century BC. CBC means century BC. Here, from 0 to 100, you will not count 0th century, you will count 1st century. So 0 to 100 will be counted as 1st century AD. Now the last part of the Harappan civilization is late Harappan phase. Now in this phase, the urban aspects of the civilization started to decline. Urban aspects started to decline, and this was a proto-urban phase. Proto-urban or rural phase. The people of IVC started migrating towards the east. I think this is the only thing that people have been doing, migrating towards the east. Next, let us start with the salient features of this civilization. First of all, the very first thing, this civilization is known for its cities. Like today's Rome, this was the center of attraction in those times. Cities. Now, the cities of IVC were divided into two parts. If you start if someone is entering the city, naturally you will encounter a boundary wall. So this is also called as fortification. In some books, you will find a line that form follows function. So basically, if you build a very costly building and there's no entrance to it, it is all waste. It goes down the drain. Fortification. Next, the upper part was called as citadel. Citadel actually means capital city or the major part of the town. Here, citadel means the important functionaries might be living here. And one more important thing, the most important thing, we don't have any written records about this civilization. This civilization has been mentioned in other civilizations account, for example, Mesopotamia. But the written records that this civilization has written, we cannot read it. Not because we are illiterate, because we cannot decipher the language that they use. Citadel. The next part of the town is called as lower town. Now a question might arise in your mind. Why such a typical typical name? No? But because if you view the city in section, this part was raised up and this part was a little down, lower in the level. This is called as lower town and citadel. If you now you've entered the city was divided into many blocks, divided by streets. And the important thing about this civilization is the cities ran at 90 degrees to each other. This is also called as grid pattern. Now, some of you might not be knowing the meaning of grid. Grid means a cube. If you arrange cubes one after the other, you will find a very symmetrical pattern. This is the type of pattern you will find. So, roughly the cities of IVC were designed in this part. It is also called as chessboard pattern. If you have difficulty in remembering this, then a simple thing is whenever you wear a checkered shirt, checks shirt, call that shirt as IVC shirt. Next important thing. Now, the people of IVC, I think they believed in right to privacy because the houses of IVC people of IVC had doors that never opened on the main street. They had a private entrance to their houses. This is a side street. This is where this is houses, row houses, and this is the entrance of their houses at side lanes. Similarly, the windows never opened on the street. It also opened on the side streets. One more important thing about town planning is the people of IVC were very much believing in the motto of Swachh Bharat. So they had well planned drains that were covered. Drains and covered. You might be wondering why is this so? Even in some villages, you will find open drains, and then you will find mosquitoes and dengue and malaria and whatnot. So I think the people of IVC knew about this. The drains were covered using stone slabs. Stone slabs mean a massive piece of rock that can cover like this, rectangular. Now, stone slabs were also used as slabs at some places, like a floor for first and second floor. Not in this IVC, in the ancient period. The people of IVC also had two-storied houses and stairs. Now, for building houses, you will need bricks. One more important feature about this people of IVC were they made very well-defined bricks. Now, if someone is aware about civil engineering terms, it is called as grade 1. Many things are called as grade 1. So these bricks can be called as grade 1 because they have survived for 4,000 years now. These bricks were burnt bricks. Burnt bricks. Burnt bricks means they were fired in an oven so that they become insoluble, or they do not become like a clay when water is touched to the clay. The sizes of their bricks was 1:2:4. 1:2:4 means the ratio of dimensions of the brick were in the form of 4:2:1. 4 was the length, 2 was the breadth, and 1 was the height. Now, this middle line is also a dividing wall between these two parts. If you watched a movie, na, Hindi movie called as Mohenjo-daro, you will find the protagonist of that movie shows an identity card. That part is called a seal, a stone metal or stone Aadhaar card, you can call it. Dividing wall, and drains and streets and houses fortification. Now, important structures were present in this part of the town. This part, the important part. One more important thing: the lower town contained people of labor class, and the people of IVC must be having specialists because there are many artifacts that needed specific artisans. We call mistri. For example, if the buildings of IVC have survived till 4,000 years, so this is not only the skill of the brick. This is also the skill of the one who is laying the brick. If you do not lay the bricks properly, the building is going to fall like a pack of cards. So the people of IVC were having specialists. Another important thing is the most famous cities of IVC are Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. If you remember, I have said that the cities were divided into two parts, but this is not the case with each and every site of this civilization. Some cities did not have any dividing wall, and some cities had three parts. For example, Dholavira. Next we will see about is seals. Seals were a piece of stone that had embossings on it, or inscript. They were inscribed. Rectangular piece of stone made of streetite. Streetite is a type of stone. Now we will see the functions of these seals. The functions of these seals are: first is, we have already said, ID card for people. Next is as a type of certificate or letter regarding the genuineness of the goods. It was used for trade purpose. Another important thing is this seal also shows the flora and fauna of that time. Actually, there's a famous seal called as Pashupati seal. Now that seal contains rhino, and if you've read about the fauna, rhino is present in grasslands, but the present area of Mohenjo-daro is a desert. So maybe during that time, that was a grassland full of rainy season. Next important thing we get to know from the seals is religious beliefs of this civilization. For example, some seals, like the same one, Pashupati seal. The male deity contained in the Pashupati seal is also called as Proto Shiva, because that man is sitting in a yoga pose and has a four horned headdress over his head, and animals are surrounding him. So that is also called as Pashupati scene, Lord of Animals. Next, we get to know about his cultural practices. For example, there's a seal which shows Purusham, sacrifice of a woman. And also shows there's a very famous animal called as unicorn. Now this is not a real animal. It is a mythical animal. So maybe this had a religious purpose for this civilization. Thank you everyone. That is all for today. My colleague will continue now.
Yes, students. Hello, I'm Altaf Pathan, a GAT faculty at ADCI. So, sir, just talk about the. Sir, just have started with the ancient Indian history, and in this ancient Indian history, we will talk about some major topics. For example, sir has just covered about the IVC, Indus Valley Civilization, or betterly known as the Indus Civilization. One thing that was missed out, maybe due to the lack of time, is about what was the religion of Hadappans and how the Hadappans decline. These are the two questions which has to be addressed, which needs to be addressed. Okay. One thing we'll talk about the religion of Hadappans. See, we have not found any kind of idol, you can say, except Pashupati Mahadeva, or there is no even any evidence of a temple in the Indus Valley civilization. From what evidences we have found in the IVC or the Indus Valley civilization, we can say that the Hadappans were the believers of naturism. Hadappans are the believers of naturism. They used to do a nature worship, right? The natural forces. They used to worship the natural forces, right? As long as other sculptures or you can say the idols are concerned, as Sir talked about Pashupati Mahadeva, one should obviously know how many animals surrounded Pashupati Mahadeva. Okay? There were 4 animals surrounded the Pashupati Mahadeva. Which are those 4 animals? As Sir one animal Sir has already mentioned. It was rhino. Rhino was the first animal. Second animal was buffalo. Third animal which is mentioned around the Pashupati Mahadeva, it was elephant. And the third one was lion. One thing has to be very clear that they haven't mentioned anywhere or they haven't shown anywhere. They haven't. Acha, tiger. Yes. Sorry. It is tiger. The third one was tiger. One thing which has to be noticed here is they haven't mentioned anywhere or they haven't shown anywhere the lion. The lion. So one thing which has to be taken into consideration is that lion was most probably not known to the Indus people. Lion was probably not known to the Indus people. I always say this: lion and iron was not known to the Indus people. राइट आयरन के बारे में भी उन्हें नहीं पता था और लायन के बारे में भी नहीं पता था क्योंकि जितने भी सील्स मिले हैं या जो भी रिकॉर्ड्स मिले हैं उसमें कहीं भी लायन का डिपिक्शन नहीं है तो इससे इस कंक्लूजन पे आया जा सकता है कि शायद लायन के बारे में वो अवेयर नहीं थे ठीक है एज लॉन्ग एज हाउ हड़प्पन्स डिक्लाइन इज कंसर्न how was the decline of Hadappans took place see there are different opinions amongst the historians about the decline of Hadappans there is no unanimous view amongst the historians about the decline of Hadappans. Some say the cause could be natural forces or the natural disasters, you can say. Might be there might be floods, droughts. There is a mentioning of drying up of rivers in Rig Veda. So maybe the famines or the droughts could be a reason behind the decline of Hadappans. Another approach towards the decline is said that maybe it is because of the Aryan invasion. It is because of the Aryan invasion the Hadappans declined. Since Aryans were of superior, Aryans had a superior weapons. They have masks, helmets, and horses. So maybe Aryans, their fighting skills were superior, or they have superior weapons at their disposal. Maybe they might have conquered this region, and the Aryans' victory. There is also one. There is a mentioning in Rig Veda, the early Vedic scriptures, about a war, and that war indicates that there might be a clash between the Hadappans and the Aryans. Right? UPSC has already asked this question on this aspect. Okay? So that combination of these forces might have led to the decline of Harappan civilization. Right? One thing which you have to remember is Harappan civilization is famously known as Indus civilization. Who gave this name Indus civilization? It is Sir John Marshall, students. Sir John Marshall has given this name, Harappan civilization. Right? So this was all about Harappan civilization, student. Let me sum up. Let me sum up. What we are going to learn or study in ancient history, ancient Indian history. See, James Mill, there was a historian, James Mill, who has categorized Indian history into three parts. One is ancient history, the other is medieval history, and the third one is the modern Indian history. Modern Indian history. According to James Mill, the ancient Indian history is majorly dominated by the Hindu rulers. The medieval Indian history is majorly dominated by the Muslim rulers, and the modern Indian history obviously dominated by the Britishers, the Europeans. Right. This is how James Mill has classified Indian history. As long as ancient Indian history is concerned, we have just talked about the Indus Valley Civilization, IVC, or also called as Harappan Civilization, or betterly known as Indus Civilization. After being done with the Indus civilization, we will move our attention towards another important topic, that is the Vedic age or Vedic culture. After Vedic culture, we will discuss about the Mahajanapadas. Just a brief overview, a zoom out image that what we are going to study in our coming lectures. Mahajanapadas. Along with Mahajanapadas, side by side, we will also discuss about two important religions, that is Jainism and Buddhism. So this will be our next topic about Vedic culture, Vedic age we will discuss, and then we will discuss Mahajanapadas. Along with Mahajanapadas, we will discuss Jainism and Buddhism. If you look at the duration of Vedic age, it is roughly from 1500 BCE to 500 BCE, in which, let me the another page. See, just a minute, customers. Vedic age, sometimes also known as Iron Age, because iron now has been discovered. Okay? So Vedic age coincides with the Iron Age. Vedic age, as I told you already, 1500 BCE to 500 BC. This Vedic age can be classified into two: the early Vedic time and the later Vedic time. The later Vedic time. Early Vedic time duration is roughly 1500 BC, 1000 BC. Later with the time duration roughly between 1000 BCE to 500 BCE. Okay, this is the roughly duration of early Vedic age and later Vedic. Okay, as long as Vedic age is concerned, we talk about Vedic age with the advent of Aryans in India. Advent of Aryans in India. Now, who were the Aryans and from where did they come? Right? That is the question. See, even on this point, there is no unanimous view amongst the historians. Some historians believe that Aryans came from outside, whereas some historians counter this point and say that Aryans were the indigenous people only. They did not come from anywhere. Right? Even some historians claim that they come from the Tibet. Right? There are different views of different scholars and historians about the um, advent of Aryans in India. Right? Some also talk about Aryan invasion theory. Some oppose this Aryan invasion theory. But we will talk about what NCRT has said and what the majority of the historian believe about the origin of Aryans. Right? Origin of Aryan. See, majority of the historian believe that Aryans came from Central Asian region, or some believe they came from Arctic region. Max Muller, the famous person in the British rule, he says, according to Max Muller, Aryans came from Central Asia. There is a famous book of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The book's title itself says, The Arctic Home of the Aryans. The Arctic Home of Aryans, right? We have found certain inscriptions which are very similar to the inscriptions of the Vedic people, the Aryans, right? There is one inscription known as Bogasgai inscription. Bogasgai inscription. It is found in Asia Minor. That means you can say today's Turkey region. We have certain inscription found in Iranian region. Iranian region. The gods Indra, Varuna, Nasatya. These are some important Vedic gods which have also their mentioning in the Bogasgai inscription, from which some historians come to conclusion that Hadappans might have come from the Central Asian region. If I have to draw a rough map, this is a map of India. So some believe that Aryans came from here. There are certain inscriptions where the similarities have been found between the Aryan scriptures in India and the Aryan scripture and the scriptures present over here. Then they migrated towards Iran. Even here you will find certain scriptures which are very similar to the scriptures found in the Vedas, right? So from this, some historians have come to the conclusion that Aryans, since Aryans were basically the pastoralist people, and they they do migrate from one place to another in search of pasture, so that's why maybe from one place or the another they have migrated from the Central Indian region, and they first settle in this part. They first settle in this part, right? Because you will see there is a frequent mentioning in the Vedas about this region was famous in Hindu, or some scriptures or some books also call it as Sapta Sindhava. Sapta Sindhava basically means the land of seven rivers, of region, or you can say region of seven rivers. Region of seven rivers. जैसे आज हमने देखा है ना पंजाब 5 rivers, two rivers. Those 7 rivers might be, the first is Indus River and its 5 tributaries. 5 tributaries मतलब Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias and Satluj. Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias, Satluj. These are the 5 tributaries of Indus River. Plus one. That one river is said to be the Saraswati River. It is a mythological river actually. It does not exist anymore today, right? So this there are mentioning of these seven rivers frequently in the early Vedic scriptures, right? So this thing indicates that see जो चीज बार बार मेंशन होती है किसी रीजन को लेकर, तो इससे ये पता चलता है कि उन लोगों ने अपना ज्यादा समय उस रीजन में बिताया होगा, है ना? जैसे बार बार अगर हम किसी चीज को मेंशन करते हैं तो, क्योंकि गंगा यमुना का मेंशनिंग अर्ली वैदिक स्क्रिप्चर्स में ज्यादा नहीं है, ठीक है? और सिंस गंगा यमुना का मेंशनिंग ज्यादा स्क्रिप्चर्स में नहीं है, तो इससे पता चलता है कि पहले इनका जो रीजन रहा होगा अर्ली वैदिक टाइम में स्पेशली, वो इस रीजन में रहा होगा, है ना? फर्स्ट दे केम, दे सेटल हियर, एंड देन दे मूव टुवर्ड्स द ईस्टर्न पास, एंड देन दे सेटल इन द गंगेटिक वैली, which this period is also known as the later Vedic age, right? And once they settled in the Gangetic Valley, here they got the fertile land, and with the extensive use of iron, they cleared the land and they started practicing agriculture. So initially they were pastoralists, but later on, when they settled into the Gangetic Valley, they became the agriculturist, and now they settled here itself. Because when you start practicing agriculture and you are getting all the resources that you need not to move from one place to another now. And that's why these pastoralist people who used to from one place to another now came and settled in the northern part of India, famously known as Aryavart. ये नाम याद रखना स्टूडेंट्स, हमारे देश का ये एक एंशियंट नाम में से माना जाता है, आर्यवर्त। आर्यवर्त समझ में आ गया? तो ये था दी थ्योरी ऑफ आर्यंस, दी ओरिजिन ऑफ आर्यंस, की आर्यंस का ओरिजिन कहाँ से होता है। फिर अब जो अगला स्टोरी जो भी हम पढ़ेंगे स्टूडेंट, वो हम पढ़ेंगे अर्ली वैदिक एज and the later Vedic age. Early Vedic age and later Vedic age. We have already talked few things about the early Vedic age, and then we will talk a few things about the later Vedic age. अब जैसे सर ने बताया कि हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन या जिसको हम इंडस सिविलाइजेशन बोल रहे हैं, वो प्राइमरीली एक अर्बन सिविलाइजेशन था, जबकि अर्बन सेंटर्स का एविडेंस वैदिक कल्चर में या वैदिक एज में नहीं मिलता। इनफैक्ट वैदिक एज में हमें बहुत ज्यादा मटेरियलिस्टिक चीजों का कोई ज्यादा एविडेंसेस मिले हुए नहीं है। जो कुछ भी वैदिक एज के बारे में हम जानते हैं वो वेदास के ऊपर से जानते हैं, वेदास, संहितास, अरण्यकास, उपनिषद, ये जो भी कुछ लिखा गया है उसके उसके ऊपर से हम इस वक्त का अंदाजा लगाते हैं। तो मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग्स, स्क्रिप्चर्स, सॉरी स्ट्रक्चर्स वगैरह कुछ ज्यादा मिला नहीं है हमें वैदिक टाइम में, ठीक है? और ना ही बड़े सेंटर्स की या बड़े अर्बन सिटीज का कोई मेंशनिंग यहाँ पर है। तो इसीलिए पहला फेज ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन इंडस सिविलाइजेशन को माना जाता है, और सेकंड फेज ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन ये महाजनपदात का जो वक्त था, या जहाँ पे जैनिज्म एंड बुद्धिज्म का इमरजेंस भी हो रहा है, इसको सेकंड फेज ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन माना जाता है इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, और इंडस सिविलाइजेशन को फर्स्ट फेज ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन माना जाता है। तो बीच में जो फेज आया था, जो जिसको हम आयरन एज या वैदिक एज बोल रहे हैं, इसमें अर्बनाइजेशन की बात नहीं हो रही है। इनफैक्ट अर्बनाइजेशन इज कंप्लीटली एब्सेंट इन दी वैदिक एज, ठीक है? तो यही हम सब पढ़ने वाले हैं वैदिक एज में भी, ठीक है स्टूडेंट? अगला जो टॉपिक रहेगा, जो भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे, वो होगा लेटर वैदिक एज और अर्ली वैदिक एज पर। देयर आर डिफरेंसेस। अभी अगर लार्जली डिफरेंसेस हम देखने की कोशिश करें, तो पॉलिटिकल लेवल पर आप किसी भी चीज को, या इनफैक्ट ये जो मैटर्स है इसको पॉलिटिकल लेवल पे, इकोनॉमिक लेवल पे और सोसाइटल लेवल पे डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? ये तीन चीजों में हम देखने की कोशिश करेंगे कि अर्ली वैदिक टाइम में ये कैसे डिफरेंट था और लेटर वैदिक टाइम में ये कैसे डिफरेंट हुआ। पॉलिटिकल सेटअप अर्ली वैदिक टाइम में क्या था और लेटर वैदिक टाइम में कैसे चेंज हुआ। इकोनॉमिक सेटअप अर्ली वैदिक टाइम में क्या था और लेटर वैदिक टाइम में क्या हुआ। और सोसाइटी अर्ली वैदिक टाइम में कैसी थी, जैसे पैट्रियार्की थी, नहीं थी, चाइल्ड मैरिज होते थे, नहीं होते थे, ये सब चीजें हम देखेंगे। और वही सोसाइटल लेवल पर तो अर्ली वैदिक टाइम और लेटर वैदिक टाइम को हम पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है? उसके लिए डिस्कस करेंगे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में, राइट? So student, with this we have done today's major topic that we covered was the Indus civilization, ठीक है? First sir talk about it and we have ended the topic. Next topic that we have started is the Iron Age, or we can say Vedic Age, and I have already given you the introduction of Vedic Age and talked about the origin of Aryans in India, right? Tomorrow we will discuss in detail about the early Vedic Age, and then we'll move to the later Vedic age. Till then,